Hootie hoo, what is going on? It's your girl Key at Kiana Wood on Instagram. And if you're watching this is day 3 of my 75 gifted, which is a devotional challenge for me to share my gifts every single day. And in this sense, the vehicle is YouTube. So I'm posting on YouTube every single day. And it's already been a journey, so thank you for tuning in. So today I want to talk about something that is very dear to my heart, and that is the sense of going from a one-off gig, chasing gal, to a retainer fully booked gal. Okay, if you're a photographer, a videographer, content creator of any sorts, and you've been chasing gigs, you've been chasing niches, you've been chasing clients, I'm gonna really help you at the end of this video, and hopefully you can get some clarity on how you can stop the rat race for yourself. So tune on in and we're gonna get right into it. I want to talk about the old paradigm that I used to live in, where I used to think the more that I worked, the more successful I would be, which couldn't be further from the truth. You know, you heard that saying, work smarter, not harder. And it took me so long to figure that out for my own personal experience. So I used to take any type of gig. And for this sense, like I said, photographer, videographer, content creator, I used to take any type of gig that came knocking on my door. And especially in your first years as a producer, I think that is very important, not only to expand your skill sets, but also to really figure out what it is that you like to do, the type of work that you like to do, and what you like to create. So I was taking all types of jobs when it comes to weddings, baby showers, maternity shoots, birthday shoots, brand work, and flex videos for Instagram. Like, I was literally doing anything that you can think of, anything I can get my hands on, and honestly, anything that anybody would pay me for, I would just say yes to. Like I said, that is very important in your beginning stages, but it does get old really quickly. I got overwhelmed because every time I got a new client, because they were so different in what they offered, I had to reinvent the wheel every single time. And not only was I burnt out from doing the work, my creativity kind of got sizzled because I had to rethink in different ways every single time. Now, at the beginning, my projects were so sporadic that, great, that's cool, that's exciting, but the more demand came and the more I had to turn things around quicker, it just wasn't working. And for me, I didn't want to be a hobbyist shooter forever. I wanted this to be a fully lucrative business. The shift for me was realizing that I didn't want to be all over the place. It was actually one project that I did. This was honestly before I went full-time in my photography business. I was a dance teacher, a dance coach at a high school. I was a fitness coach at Orange Theory. I was also taking my own private personal training clients. And then on top of that, I was doing photography, those sporadic gigs where, like, if you wanted to shoot or a birthday or a wedding, like, I would say yes. So I was really stretched thin at this point. And so I got a friend together. He's a filmmaker. And I said, listen, I want to just test out this creative directing idea. Like, I want to really entertain this thought that I could use my vision further than just holding the lens. And let's get a spec project together. We hired a couple dancers because, I mean, that's on brand for me. And he hired his tech crew, his lighting, gaffers, everybody. And we put together a project campaign for, what was that one? That was, Cash App. Did you guys know Cash App has a clothing line? I didn't know that either. He brought it to my attention. I was like, wait, actually these clothes are really dope. And if I can find it, I'll put a little snippet of the product that we came up here, this campaign that we did. But that was my very first time activating my creative director role, and I was obsessed. I love that role so much because I got to be in the director role. People were coming to me like, is the makeup great? Is the costuming great? And I'm like, yes, 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 no, boom. Can we move timing? Where's the donuts? But I loved that position because I was able to step away from the camera and see the full picture. We nailed this project. Like, it came out so great. That was probably one of my favorite projects to date. And at the end, after we wrapped it and had the final look, he came back to me and he said, yo, Key, that was amazing. This was really fun. However, I'm a little conflicted how to refer you, because you are a dance coach, you are fitness, like you have all these things going on. I fear that if I do refer you, you might not seem as credible as you actually are, because you have all these things happening that it's really confusing for the audience to understand what you deliver on. So it was that moment for me that I shifted my mindset to, oh, I really see the importance of this niching down thing that people are constantly talking about. I realized that because I had so many aspects that I was juggling, I was never able to really hone in on my genius. Emma Grede said this really amazingly. She said, if you are not 125% brilliant in your expertise, in your field, then I can't trust you. If you are not the go-to person, that you are known for this one thing, then I'm gonna overlook you and go to the other person who actually is honing in into their craft, into their gift, 125%. So for me, I was like, okay, Key, it's time to really buckle down and decide the one thing that you wanna focus on. For me, dance was always life. Since I was 3, I did it recreationally, competitively, professionally. I got my degree in it. We all know that, right? So dance was one thing. Fitness was the automatic transition that I took out of dance. Like if you were a dancer, the next life you have, you're gonna be in fitness. And then photography had been my side hustle since 2017. I moved to LA in 2016, had a camera, and I was getting like side jobs for cash, like doing headshots, concept videos for friends. Like I was working, but it was always a side hustle, right? So I had these 3 passions that I'm really passionate about. I sat myself down, I said, okay, Key, if you're gonna be 125 in any of these fields, which one would it be? The obvious answer I would have said dance, but I had honestly lived out that passion. By this time, I'm coaching, I'm teaching dance, so I'm kind of like, it's kind of fizzling out of my life, you know what I mean? And then fitness, I realized I didn't want to motivate people at 5 a.m. and I realized I got into fitness because it was the easy transition, it was the expected transition, and I wasn't actually as passionate as I thought it was. So I said, you know what? The only other thing that's been really consistent in my life is this photography thing. Like, let's actually dial into that. Not just photography, but I was also creative directing, right? As a dance coach, I know how to direct. I know how to teach, choreograph, all that stuff. I know how to communicate the vision. And then even as fitness, I know how to articulate what needs to happen in the body. And with photography and videography, I knew what needed to happen visually to make the production come to life. So I'm like, okay, if I had to put everything together, I want to be a wellness photographer for brands. Let's call it a content partner for wellness brands. And then boom, that's when I was like, oh shoot, I think I'm onto something here. If I niche down, I can really hone in and be my 125% genius in this area here. Hold on, pause, freeze, because I want to visit this a little deeper here. Because when it came to niching down, and I know a lot of us, especially creative people, we are very multifaceted. We are gifted in so many different ways that we can literally do so many things. We can literally do anything we put our mind to. So let's do it all, right? As a multifaceted, niching down felt like I was neglecting 2 of my 3 children. If you have kids, you probably know exactly what that would feel like, right? What you would assume that would feel like. I don't have any kids. I have 2 nephews, but I just imagine having 3 children, 3 babies that I birthed. I love so much. How dare you make me choose a favorite? I have 3 passions that any one of them could pop off, but here I am killing my credibility because I can't focus on one. Yeah, so niching down felt like I was neglecting 2 of my children to call one the favorite and say, okay, you're the one that I'm gonna nurture. You're the one that I'm going to put all my effort into. You're the one that I'm gonna do my best at raising so you can be a star and pop off. The thing is, our passions are not children. You need to have either a chronological order or see how you can merge them to be your specialty. That really is what shifted in my brain for me to make it make sense. That I had to narrow it down and I had to be known for something. Here's the actual paradigm shift that happens. Because we are not working harder anymore, we are working smarter. Because we are working smarter, we can position ourselves to be known as an efficient ecosystem. Efficiency. If anybody tells me, oh yeah, I do this, and I also do this over there, and I kind of have this thing over here that I'm doing, like, I'm already checked out. I don't believe you for anything. Like, I'm sure you're good at the things that you say, but you're definitely not excellent at the one thing. You're definitely not excellent, so I already discard and like, find me somebody else who's better. Find me somebody else who's actually focused. Find me somebody else who's actually going to be remarkable at what they do. I have an excellency complex, so if it's not excellent, what's the point? I've had that since I was a kid growing up in competitive dance, but that's a whole nother topic. So the paradigm shift was now, okay, let me see how I can work smarter and position myself in a way that's gonna make me more attractive to the clientele that I am trying to lock in. The type of clientele that I was trying to lock in was no longer the bride, was no longer the birthday girl, was no longer the expecting mother, was no longer the small business that had 3 other small businesses under it, right? I'm looking at brands who are also just as focused as I am in my craft. My client seamlessly became the brand who was willing to put the budget into their marketing efforts. If you're a photographer, a videographer, a content creator of any sort, this is really big. We have to think smart about our business as well, not just our craft and our skills. We have to really protect our skills if we're trying to make this a lucrative money maker, right? Lucrative money maker meaning you're doing this for a living. If you're doing this for a living, it needs to be consistent. You need to have that reliability of, I know where my money is coming from every single month, and I'm not necessarily stressed about it because I have an efficient system that keeps them there. If you don't have an efficient system that keeps them there, as the brand or your client, whoever your client is, I'm not gonna keep calling you back because it feels messy. It feels multifaceted within your business, even though you might have narrowed down your niche. Do you hear what I'm saying? Like, do you pick up what I'm putting down? Do you pick up what I'm putting down? You need to be just as efficient so your efficient clients can trust you. Okay, so I'm gonna walk through, and I have a few notes here, the exact process, if you will, that I went through for me to go from one-off gigs into professional retainer clients. Because, yes, okay, let me get into it. So number one, actually, let me do this. Let me run through all 5 of them so we can, for the sake of learning and like taking notes, right? So number 1, we need to figure out your lane. That's what you're known for and why brands come back to you. 2, the container. These are the systems that are gonna keep it kind of repeatable for you so you don't have to keep reinventing the wheel every single time. Number 3 is your rhythm. This is your flow, your workflow. How does it feel to work with you? 4, your presence. That kind of comes back into your lane, right? Your presence is how you show up, how your professionalism is when you're working with said client, not just can you take pretty pictures, but can I rely on you? And lastly, this is the most slept on part of the process that I think a lot of creators are missing out on, is the return. The return. Do you have a retention process that keeps them coming back? Do you? If not, keep watching this video, please, because this is the juice, okay? Okay, so let me go back to number 1, to our process of how we're going from one-off clients to retainer clients, okay? Number 1 is your lane. What are you most known for and why brands keep coming back to you? So this, I want you to think about your niche. This is the thing that if you had somebody using word of mouth to refer you, what would they say about you? Think about it as your specialty. So if you're just a photographer, okay, you have a camera, right? If you're a photographer. Now, if you're a movement photographer, okay, what type of movement? Now we're talking. If you're a dance photographer for dance studios, dance companies, dance teams, don't you think that's a little more refined where if I am a collegiate or a professional dance team and I'm looking at you compared to a photographer, a movement photographer, or a dance photographer, who would you hire? It's stupid obvious. Like, that's the whole point. You want to make it stupid obvious to your audience who you serve. Say it over and over and over again. Make it annoyingly repeatable. Make it super obvious what it is that you do, who it is you do it for, and how you serve them. What is your product? What is your overall delivery of your product? That is your lane, and that, if you don't have that in the beginning, nobody's gonna know who you are, or even that you exist. Okay, so how do we create that lane? One, you niche it down. I know that hurts, but you have to niche it down. Pick one niche, and if it feels too specific, that's good. Definitely look out in the market, see if other niche photographers exist, because that proves to you there's a market. But even if you are so refined that you are so specialized, guess what? You can raise your rates. You can charge higher because there's nobody like you. You're one of one. That's good. We want that, okay? So making sure that you are very niched, you are very specialized, and you're refined in what you do and who you serve, okay? That's number one, your lane. Number two, your container. These are the systems that hold your creativity. Like I said in the beginning, we don't want to keep recreating the wheel. I understand that clients are going to look different, they're going to want different things, but as long as you kind of have, let's call it your template. So if I have a wellness brand coming to me that does athleisure clothing, I have another one that does green holistic juices, and then I have another one that's a wellness facility like a gym, a spa. I have these three very different clients coming to me that also have very different needs. However, within my container, I know that, okay, I have only 2 packages that they can choose from, not 10, because I need to be able to turn my brain off in the system part of my business so that I can really turn on in the creative part of my business. That's what they're hiring you for, right? So to make it easier for yourself, have a templated version of each package. Something that I have on rinse and repeat is my client experience. Maybe you found me from an Instagram reel or a YouTube video, or you went straight to my website, or even word of mouth, right? Like I always have one booking link that everybody filters through, and that goes to my discovery call link. That discovery call is pretty much my sales call where I land the sale, but I have email threads that happen from the time they inquire to the time that they book that sales call. It says, hey, we got 5 days to our meeting. This is what you can look forward to. You got 3 days to your meeting. These are things that you can do to prep. You got 2 days, 1 day, I see you tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. Then they're on the call with me. After that call with me, I say, okay, we lock in the contract, the payment, and schedule your first branding session. That branding session, oops.
Hydration station. Time to drink some water.
Ziggy!
Ready? Yep.
Stop. It's time to drink water. It's hydration station. Okay. Usually I do that for like 30 seconds. You might remind me in a second. But anyways, the rhythm. A little dance, haha. How you deliver your work so that brands rely on you. So your rhythm is really gonna come down to the pacing of the project. If they have a campaign coming up, it's really important that I know what the deadline is. Deadlines are really important. Deadlines are super important, actually. So I always ask them like, okay, when do you need these deliverables? They might be ahead of the game and be like, oh, we're 6 months ahead of time. I'm like, great, good. I will have them to you in 30 days. Or they're like, okay, we're actually pushing this. It's crunch time. We need these in 3 weeks. I'm like, say less, let's get this going. If it is really expedited, sometimes I might charge them an expedited fee, especially if my books are already pretty full. To put them priority of your book list, sometimes you can charge them an expedited fee. Another thing with your rhythm, how you deliver work with your brands. When I'm attracting my clients, like before they even know that they're doing a photo shoot, that I even exist, I always claim that I am a content partner. That means I'm more continuous than a content creator or an influencer or somebody who just gets quick pictures, right? Like I'm a content partner, so I grow with you as your brand develops. The whole value of being a content partner versus an influencer is that when you're hiring an influencer, say as a brand, you have to maintain hiring more influencers on a regular basis. So say month 1, I might have this 5 influencers, and then they were one-off. So now I have to go out and search for 5 more the next month and stop and go and like reteach them the brand kit and like make sure they're up to criteria. And like I onboard, offboard, and it gets tiring for brand owners. So where a content partner comes in high value is that now that I'm partnered with you, you're teaching me the brand kit once. We're continuing the same style, so now your content looks pretty on brand. And then on top of that, you're starting to learn how their audience is speaking so you can get even more refined in the work that you're creating for them. They're coming to you knowing that they're getting a long-term partnership from jump rather than, okay, we did a one-off, like, bye. It's like, no, we did a one-off, let's lock in your retainer now. Like, you're ready for your retainer. Okay, I'm gonna keep moving. Number 4, your presence, the presence. My presence is a present. Kiss my butt. That's Lil Wayne, the Kids Bop version. This is how you are perceived as a partner. So let's just say they've already committed to you as their partner. Your presence is what's gonna keep them coming back. Even if they do a one-off, your presence is what's gonna keep those referrals at word of mouth basis. Do you know what I'm saying? Your presence is how you show up. So that is your professionalism, your integrity, your vibe, your transparency. These are all things that AI can't replace. AI is never going to replace your presence in your relationship with your clients, okay? When I say professionalism, are you showing up on time? Are you actually showing up early? Are you in close communication? Are you hitting them up, hey, we have this thing coming up in 2 days. Is there anything that I can help you with? Do you have any questions? I don't know if I'm going in order. Your integrity. If you say, okay, I'm working on this revision right now. It's taking a little longer than I anticipated. Can we afford a 24-hour extension for this final? And if they're like, no, we need this today. Okay, give me like 2 more hours and I will like stop everything and just work on this then, right? That integrity. Your vibe. Yeah, like even when I get on set and I'm shooting, my favorite compliment is people are like, oh my gosh, that was so much fun. Your vibe, your energy was great. Like we was dancing, we was kikiing, we was having a good time, but more importantly, we were efficient. We were on time, we were on schedule, things got done, we moved quickly. Most times if it's like more than a 4-hour set, I'll have like crafty, which is like snacks on set for the models, the talent, the crew. It's that, like, how can you create an environment by having somebody work with you that's not just transactional, but it's an experience as well. That's your presence. And then lastly, the undercooked. That separates you from a one-off and really lands you as a retainer, the return. I've been talking to a few creatives about this, asking, okay, do you guys have a retention process? Do you have anything built in your system that keeps your clients coming back, right? Most times, out of none, I would say about 80% of the conversations I've been having with creatives right now is no. And I'm like, alarm. That's a problem. Like, we need to have that retention system because that's literally the bridge between having a one-off client who comes and hires you and like leaves and the one that you got the sale again and again and again. Because going from a one-off, where usually at the end of your project, you say, great, here's the finals, leave a good review, bye. And you never see or hear from them ever again, let alone do they even post the pictures? I don't know. I didn't follow up. There's literally not even a follow-up process. 2, okay, retention. I will not let the customer out the door without knowing that I have put something in their pocket. You need to put something in the pocket. Yes, they got the pictures, they got the content, the deliverables. Now what do they do with it? Don't just trust that they know how to post on Instagram, because if they're coming to you as a content partner to creatively create visuals for their brand to make money, don't just assume that they know how to do that. They know how to create the brand. They don't know how to create the visual experience. So I automatically lock them in. Great, that was a great project. Let's book another free brand strategy session so we can give them the next level of their experience. Do you know how to roll out your material? No. Let's talk about it. You give their 2 cents for free, and then you might have an additional tier once they've graduated from their one-off. That's 1. That's a nice segue. Second would be, I always say, let's start dating before we get married, which is the reason why we always do a one-off before you lock in any retainer contracts. Because if that is a nightmare client, you don't want to be locked in for 6 months to a year, okay? Always date before you get married. Anyways, After that one-off, they already know that the retainer is coming. That takes like all the anxiety out of like, are they gonna upsell me? Like they already know from the jump. You've already positioned yourself as a content partner. That is your lane, that is your presence. They know who you are. That was a great project. Let's now book another brand strategy or a discovery call so that we can lock in what your retainer looks like. And then number 3, if they know for sure, like, oh, actually, I just wanted my content library. I don't necessarily need that much content and frequency. You can now extend them over to your referral program. People love when they can get cash back. They also love a good discount. So maybe every client that you refer that uses your name, I will give you 20% off of your next shoot with me. So let's also talk about what that next shoot is. You can never leave them hanging thinking they know what to do. You have to hold their hands. When it comes to retainer work, this is also the other paradigm shift. You can't assume that they're ready to work with you. You have to make them understand the things that they don't know. They don't know that they need to work with you again. So you hold their hand and you say, no, this is how we do this. This is how we're gonna go over here to over here, because in the beginning, in that discovery call we had, you said you wanted to grow on your social pages so that you could get more visibility, so that you can get more customers, so that you can get more revenue for the year. We're only in step 1, baby. We only did 1 month. We only did 10 photos. We can't get any type of growth with just 10 photos. We need to lock this in. It's like a 6-month process to even start seeing any type of growth. So what do you mean? The difference between being a one-off is like, great, let me just get your pretty pictures, good luck. And okay, I am here to help you develop your brand, to grow, for you to convert, for you to get those clients and customers that you've been dreaming of. Let's get the strategy together so we can get the visuals together so that you can actually start seeing results. There's a big difference. It's big girl pants, going from a one-off to retainers. You are now in a big girl business, so you gotta act like it. That's the only way. If you start showing up like your presence again, like if you start showing up with that professionalism, you do what you say you're gonna do. Your system is clean. You're very clear in your lane, like you're very refined in what your focus is. So now I can trust you at your 125% genius. And then on top of that, your rhythm is clean. I know I went all over that order, but you get the point. Like if you have all 5 of those locked in, do you understand how much revenue you're leaving on the table without it? Because if you have all 5 of those, your lane, your container, your rhythm, your presence, and your return, you can now charge high ticket for these clients. That means you can do less projects a month, have more creativity to have even doper ideas. You can actually start having the time freedom and the financial freedom to do whatever the heck you want in your week. Going from doing, say, 20 one-offs in a month just to hit rent versus 4 retainer clients every month for 6 months to a year. And most times with these brands, they pay up front. I'm just telling you, this shift really changed my life. I did that. Okay, so story time a little bit and I'll close this out. I went full-time in my photography business in March of 2024. So literally almost 2 years now. And my first client, I thought I was charging a lot. I really thought I was doing a lot. I remember being like, okay, because of this long laundry list of things that you're expecting of me, it's gonna be $3,280. And she said, okay, we're gonna wire that over right now. I said, I should have said like 4,000. So best believe when after that one-off, knowing that they were gonna come in as a retainer, they were like, okay, let's talk about our contract, right? Let's lock this in because we're ready to go. We're gonna send you this amount of product every single month. We're expecting, or the package that they signed up for was 10 photos a month with 3 reels on a consistent basis. And I said, okay, for that, I'm also gonna need to hire a team. The team was like hiring my best friend to do modeling and maybe a videographer, because I do both. I'm hybrid, but I'm like, justifying the number again. And I said, okay, it's gonna be $5,000 a month for 6 months. She said, can we send it up front? That's actually easier for us. We'll wire it to you. I said, yes. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yes, that would be appropriate. Yes, thank you. So I'm just letting you guys know, if you're a photographer, a videographer, a content creator, and you're trying to work with brands on a retainer basis, please apply these. And if you need more clarity, like shoot me a message, please, because I'm really passionate about helping other creators get to this point, because I've been able to figure it out and I'm like, my life has changed. Granted, there's always more to do. I'm like, okay, how can I leverage these clients that I have now to get like the next biggest client? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're always moving up, but I really think of myself as your big sis, your peer. I'm right here with you in the game. I'm not like this guru, this online coach that's like, do what I said. I'm like, no, this is literally just what worked for me. So yeah, let me know if you apply this and if it works for you. I would love to have a conversation, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow on day 4. Bye.